meeting of the North Reading School Committee to order for Tuesday, November 13th. And we'd like to welcome batch parents, friends, administrators, students, teachers, whoever is here from the batch, and thank you for hosting us tonight. We're looking forward to our meeting here and hearing a little bit more about the batch school. Before we start that, first we'd like to see if there's anybody who'd like to give some public input to any issues regarding the schools, not related to what you're going to hear from the batch. Or if anybody who'd like to address us on any other issue, please be known now. Nobody? Okay. Next we'll move to the student report, and tonight we have Amelia Pulver, and I believe this is Amelia's first time visiting with us, so welcome Amelia, and I'd like to hear your report.
Well, first of all, the student representatives made a list of goals for this year. Our first goal is to improve the overall awareness of healthy eating by providing information on nutrition to students and parents, and developing a tracking program so parents can know what their children are eating. That's a possibility. We also want to evaluate the effectiveness of and alternatives to food fundraisers at high school by keeping a record of the number of frequency of food fundraisers, surveying high schoolers in the area for other practices, and researching alternate fundraisers. We want to improve student understanding of current events by reviewing how current events should be taught and proposing a class on current events. We want to create an outlet through which students and faculty can express their concerns and opinions on current issues by developing a suggestion box so people can propose discussions that we can debate, and organizing a council to review them. And then our last goal is to promote recycling activities within the school. We want to meet with the town's representatives on recycling and identify a list of recycling initiatives at the high school and gather data on success of recycling efforts to school staff. So that's our list of goals. For student report, the volleyball varsity team is in state finals tonight at 7. Our cross-country team advances to all states. The football team lost, so the record's now at 5. Our cheerleading team competed in the regional competition. The homecoming dance was Friday night. Middle school conferences are this week. The Veterans Day Assembly at the high school was held last Tuesday. The town's new director of youth services, Jennifer O'Leary, is meeting with student groups, and we want the students of the school committee to meet with her. The high school play Cahoots is Friday and Saturday. Tickets are on sale from 2 to 5:30, and they're $10 each if you guys want to buy one. Next week at high school is Spirit Week, so half day Wednesday is going to be our pep rally. And senior picture day was today at 1:30. And then for schoolwork, I'm in Miss Winneku's English Honors 10 class, and we were given a project, an autobiography project, because we're finishing reading the book Black Boy. And so our project is we have a bunch of little narratives we have to write, such as a graduation speech, a poem about a place we lived, a narrative on a new situation, a list of superstitions and childhood imagery. And we have about a month to work on it. It's due the 26th. And so I brought in I only completed my childhood imagery and my superstitions. So I'll read a couple of those. There were the Christmas Eve nights when I was too anxious to sleep, just thinking of what Santa Claus left in my stocking and under my tree. There was the endless entertainment from playing with my pink dollhouse that was so big I could crawl through its front door. There were my glimpses of fame when I starred in my sister's home video talk show series, The Pulverizer. There was that feeling that hundreds of butterflies were wildly fluttering in my stomach before performing on a dance stage. And for superstitions, if the clock were at 11:11, then any wish I made was sure to come true. If the clasp of my necklace was in front, then someone was thinking of me. If I did not spin the ball a certain way before taking the foul shot, I would miss the shot. So that's only some stuff we're working on in the drums class.
Great, thanks. Any questions?
It popped into my head as I was reading the goals and objectives, and I think it's an ambitious set that you have for you. I don't know if it would be possible to have some kind of electronic suggestion box in this day and age. That perhaps something worth looking at.
Email, yeah. I
don't know if you could make it work.
Right.
Just something I
We were
thought
thinking more just a box in the lobby that kids could write stuff and put it in, and the week or not go through it.
I have a question about the nutritional and eating aspect here. Obviously, Dr. Troden's having a major influence on the student representatives. But you talked about developing some sort of tracking program. I've read about those in other communities, and some parents aren't crazy about them because it kind of takes personal information about their kids and puts them online. Is that what you're talking about, some kind of program like that, that would, when you buy certain food, it would kind of be stored in a database of what you're eating, and then the parents could know what you're eating? And the kids are pretty good with that, pretty okay with that, or?
Well, when we discussed it in the meeting, we thought it would be an idea to try to see if the students would like it.
It hasn't like been put out to a vote or anything
Right,
yet?
not yet, no.
Because I think it would be interesting to see what the students would read. What do you
If
think?
Dr. Trump found that we had nothing.
I
You'd
know.
be in trouble.
I
Cookie,
know.
if there was a cookie or a cupcake on that list.
As long as there's, parents are free of any repercussions.
Right. And I do think it's a good idea to monitor the food fundraisers, because even though I can, tolerate a bake sale here or there, I think there's just so many of them. And I know, I think in the elementary schools, they still sell the cookie dough and the pizzas, and if there were any other ways that were more effective to raise funds. Although there's nothing better than a fresh cookie when you're at the back to school night, right?
Yeah.
So,
And what kind of a foul should you
Right? Well, for basketball,
Yeah.
I'm point guard, so I'm better at dribbling than shooting.
She said you had to spin the ball a certain way.
Yeah, you gotta
Foul shot.
bounce it 2 times, spin it, bounce it 3 times, and then shoot.
but as point guard, you're going to be getting to the line a lot, so if you're driving, to the holes, so
Yeah.
you better work on that.
Right.
Any other questions? Okay. You're free to stay, free to sneak out at some point. But they're not for you. Thanks, Amelia. Okay, next, as I mentioned, we're here at the Batchelder, the beautiful Batchelder School tonight. And we have a few special reports. We're going to hear from Principal Sean Clean and the school council and the BPO. So if Mr. Clean could come up and give us his presentation.
Not really much of a presentation, but a sincere welcome. I think it's great that the school committee's coming around to visit the different buildings and give opportunities to meet. Our school council is in attendance this evening. We posted as a joint meeting. It's my hope to be able to present a few things that are going on at the Batchelder School that you might not be aware of as a treat for you, in the same sense with the hope that if you want to at the end ask some questions to, we have some parents and faculty, some staff, to get feedback from them. They're available here as a resource. To start, one of our school goals in our school improvement plan articulates around community. And last year was the first year that Ms. Hydorn, our school psychologist and member of our school council this year, has put together a positive behavior program for the Batchelder School students. So to start the evening off, I'm going to let her walk through a quick PowerPoint to let you know how we're using positive behavior as a model to help all students be more successful in learning.
He says quick, but I had a little fun with the PowerPoint. So I'm here to talk about our positive behavioral support support programs. And just know that you have your paraphernalia on your desk. So we'll be referring to that, your bracelets and stickers as we go along. A catalyst for behavioral and academic success. Research has shown that positive behavioral support systems decrease problem behaviors and office referrals, increase academic achievement and on-task engagement, and create higher levels of satisfaction with the overall school climate among students, teachers, and staff. So overall, there's pretty good feedback on them. The purpose of these particular programs is to help students develop solid character skills that will serve the badge other students well in the future. We tend to refer to it here as Bulldog Pride. I'm sure you've seen our bulldogs everywhere. These are our expectations, and if you walk around our school, you'll see them posted everywhere. We also we have little catchphrases that go along with each of them. For example, the hallway is straight, swift, and silent. It's really fun when you walk into classrooms. I was in a first grade classroom when we first came out with these, and they talk about rhyming, and then they can refer to these as well. So it really gets incorporated in a lot of the different things that teachers do. And in addition, this picture's a little fuzzy, but this is right outside the bathroom doors, right above the drinking fountains, just to remind students that we follow these particular rules. Copying Good is the first program that I'd like to talk about. This program refers to the students who are pre-kindergarten through grade 3. And the idea here is to catch students being good. So I know you have your little paw stickers, and those are the stickers that we use to catch students more in transitional times, not necessarily during classroom times, because teachers have their own behavior management programs going on in their classrooms, but these stickers sort of target the lunch, the recess, times when children might be moving from one classroom to another, or maybe moving from specialists. And the goal is to reward students who are demonstrating positive, great behavior. So, idea. So, there's 3 different receiving or being good sticker sort of characteristics that you have to abide by. Demonstrating responsible and respectful behaviors. It has to be at a time when they're out of the classroom. And then we have the classroom's key tallies so that we can give recognition to the whole class. So, if you can see this picture, on the left you'll see a signed copy. At the top of that is the expectations, and underneath, this is from Ms. Pastorino's class, everyone has signed it. So Mr. Cleet and I actually went around to make sure that all of the students had reviewed them. We reviewed them as a whole group assembly. They also reviewed them in classrooms, and then they signed it, their contract. And you can see next to that is their tally marks. So teachers have taken sort of advantage of the opportunity to incorporate the math program into it. They use the tally marks, the numbers. I was actually speaking with Ms. Pastorino this morning. They're going to start talking about even and odd. So they'll also be determining whether the number is even or odd. This is our bulletin board, which actually you can probably see better over there in the cafeteria. That's where their pictures posted if they're the classroom that is caught being good. And so far this year, we've had Ms. Bedrow's first grade class, Ms. Grossi's kindergarten class, and Ms. Barrett's first grade class. The next program is the Bulldog Pride program. This program targets the 4th and 5th grade students who exhibit Bulldog Pride. And obviously, it's a little bit different. We are looking for not only behaviors that are respectful, responsible, and effortful, but sort of go above and beyond expectations. Students are nominated by way of a form, which the nominator briefly details why they believe the student deserves recognition and for which particular area. So were they being responsible, were they being respectful, were they giving their best effort, or all 3? And then during morning announcements, the announcement will read some of the great examples to, first of all, model the good behaviors that we're looking for, recognize the students, and keep the interest in the program going. It was interesting, sort of when we started the program, we weren't sure whether or not to include students, nominating students, or just do teachers. And there was a lot of great feedback from all the faculty and staff here that really students should be nominating each other, and I think it's really sort of bode well for the program. On the last Friday of every month, students' names are read at lunch. The 4th and 5th graders have lunch together. A whole group photo is taken for display. And students who are nominated are entered into a random drawing, and they win a gift certificate and the Bulldog Pride bracelets, which you are now proud owners of. Yeah. So here are our October Bulldog Pride nominees and raffle winners. Oh, one more thing I forgot too is that teachers can also be nominated, and it's been great to see a lot of the students recognizing some of their teachers for the above and beyond